Yesterday afternoon, after what felt like some sort of exhausting, but to be honest, relief-filled exam, I got in the car with my dad, as I usually do every day. And as I asked plentiful times before, he asked once more in what he was telling me was an act of thinking out loud, was what do I want to do after school? What do you want to do after school? Once again, I'll try and reinstate this to you. It's a simple question, asked a million times, and I'm sure you've been asked it a million times as well. It's been asked to me by my friends, my family, everyone, teachers, supporters, but this time I didn't have any answers. Not one. I had no current dream, and to be honest, right now, I have no ounce of motivation towards any goal whatsoever, apart from maybe the minor goal of just getting over my exams. To try and give some sort of perspective on this, almost every month I would change whatever dream I had. From an officer in the military to maybe in the next month I wanted to become an AI specialized computer programmer, for example. I had some sort of change in thought of what I wanted to do. And to be honest, in those moments, the possibilities looked endless, and they still do, apart from becoming an astronaut. However, each and every dream sat upon an effort of hard work and motivation, which is something that obviously, as stated just before, I didn't really have. Now, if you're coming to this video to look for some sort of way to put an end to it all or overcoming it, this video isn't about overcoming this feat, but it's a video about my feelings to this emptiness, a video of how having everything but having nothing. In reality, I'm just trying to give you some sort of comfortability, because sometimes when you seem to have everything, you actually have nothing. And this comfortable feeling that I was relying on, that I could do anything with my life after school, actually acted as a guide at the start, but rapidly it became some sort of enemy, like enemy to the state, enemy to my mind. You know, the idea of all the different conclusions, all the different consequences of my hard work and motivation would take me to different complex pathways. It was way too complex for me, and at one point, just try and give an example, at one point I was focused on going to Harvard and achieving my doctorate degree, and then the next morning I would throw school out the window and, true story, attempt to start my own business, which of course as a high school student probably didn't go accordingly to plan, failed, whatever. But ultimately, now I look back at it only really a day later, and this question my dad asked me fazed me. It actually left me shell-shocked, because now I was shocked that I was so, essentially and practically, I was so distant and confined away, and I put this that I'm so confused and detached from my future. And honestly, to anyone out there feeling the same, I think this isn't the be all end all, as much as for me it feels like that, and probably for you. And I do hope that maybe this video gives you the comfortability of your situation, that someone else is going through the same confusing time themselves, where they're from or who they are. And honestly, the advice and the lesson we can take out of this is probably that we have to be grateful for not just our smarts and our traits, but our circumstances and the people around us, which allows us, for me and you, to open so many gates, while a lot of people don't open one gate their entire life. Now, if you're watching this and you don't relate to this and you're going, this guy's being so arrogant, yes, it might sound like that, but honestly, it is a confusing time, because all my plans of the future have been thrown out the window. Maybe living with my friends, I don't know if I'm going to do that. A gap year, I don't know if I'm going to do that. Everything just seems so surreal, and everything seems like I'm not even going to reach it in time. It seems like the world is ending, and maybe it is, or maybe it isn't, and I know my parents went through the same, but I hope that maybe this video gives you a little bit of context. If you don't understand on what some people might be going through when they don't know what they want to do and not have motivation, and for people who don't have motivation or do have motivation but are in a confusing time.